Good morning. Apologies if you can hear fans going in the background, but believe you me, today is set to be hot. I think it's either fans or we don't function today. So I have got fans going, and you might, as I turn around, might hear them sort of waft into your sound at some points more than others. But here we are on our Friday morning Facebook Live. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in hot and sunny UK. Well, it is today. It's not every day, but it is today. And for most of us Brits, we're going to say today is going to be too hot and too sunny. Turn it down. But it's lovely to have you join us, and as always, I put up yesterday some suggestions for you to all vote on as to what we should play with today. And the voting got quite tense at some points. It was really quite exciting. We've been neck and neck for quite a bit of the time, but we've had a last minute surge for one of our paper packs. So we do have an outright winner. I thought we were going to have a draw, but we do have an outright winner. So let's have a look at the three paper packs. So morning Jackie and morning Sarah. Morning if you are joining us live. Do come on and say hello. Do share these videos. Do share the love. Tell everybody about us. So the first pack, morning I will show you all of these papers because you might not have seen them all. And Janice. So I have got them, I think, so that we are one side and the other. So this pack is called it's something plaid, isn't it? I haven't got my pack here. Let me grab my catalogue. Let's grab my catalogue with its very useful little index in the back here. Plaid tidings. I knew it was something about plaid. And it could very well be, you know, with Christmas in mind, but actually you could definitely use this all year round because you have got plaids of every colour. So that's one side and there's the other for that pair. This pair, you've got one that's sort of cherry cobblerish and the other one that's more merry merlot. Morning Thea, morning Beryl and Emma. That's a lovely one. You've got this sort of red one here, and then you've got the greens. A nice raisin black there, a bit more sort of cinnamon cider. So they really are a huge range of colours. Blacks and reds. Really great for, some of them are fabulous for men's cards. But others a bit more of a sort of feminine feel to them. That's a beautiful one. That's a nice traditional Christmassy sort of colour. But then you might hop over and be a bit more sort of autumny, Halloweeny. Nice bright yellow there, and look at that beautiful blue. Isn't it lovely? Sort of crumb cakey, and you've got your reds and blues. So it's a fabulous pack. And sort of pinks and yellows. Reds and blues. That's a nice one for your autumn projects. As is that one. Black and white check. And then last but not least, we've got this one here. So fabulous papers, which I think are going to be so useful. So that was our option A, and that had a lot of votes. That was very popular. It was out there in the lead. but did it get past the finishing line? The second one that we featured is this one, which is the Gilded Autumn, and this is a speciality paper. So this one has got gold foiling on it. So you've got the green with the sort of gold slashes through it. Look at this, isn't this a beautiful paper? How beautiful is that? So that's the back of that one. Really lovely. You've got this one here with the gold and copper foiled acorns and leaves on. And I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure we've got some punches somewhere. They will fit that, I'm sure. Love this. Really nice background paper. This again is foiled. It's almost like sort of petals or a great big artichoke in foiled. You get sort of all that sort of idea of all those layers of petals almost. There's another of those papers. This one isn't foiled. This one is just coloured. Great background, but again I think those punches will punch that out. Got the foliage again in copper and gold foiling, and this fabulous stripe. And you've got this mint macaron and sort of soft sea foam with the gold foil around it. Beautiful. And this dogtooth check. And last but not least, you have foiled pumpkins and squashes. And then just this really interesting sort of spotty background. So those are those papers. That was option B, the Gilded Autumn. And then the poor little pack that didn't get any votes at all. And not because it's not beautiful, because it is, was this one. But this is the Coming Home suite, and we will play with this a bit more over the coming weeks and things. A really lovely suite and nice bright papers. So we'll put that to one side while we find out which of these other two that fought hard right to the end came out on top. Well, the last count up I did just before I came on, pack number A had 5 votes. And with a last minute surge, they were neck and neck an hour ago. With a last minute surge, Gilded Autumn won with 7 votes. Don't panic, we will come back and play with that one at a later date. But let's have a play with this Gilded Autumn paper for this morning. Let's see if I can find the suite for you, because it is a beautiful suite of products. It literally arrived yesterday. I've done nothing with this suite. And obviously, as you can tell, it was right up to the nail as to which one of these was going to come out as winner this morning. So didn't really have a lot of time to think about what we're going to do with it today. But I'm sure that we will come up with something. Page 46. So here's the Gilded Autumn suite. And in the suite you get these beautiful Designer Series papers that we've just looked at with all that lovely gold and copper foiling. You get a stamp set, the beautiful autumn stamp set, which has got these little acorns and leaves and pine cones. Have a beautiful day. Hey there, thank you. Life is better with you. My heart is grateful for you. And then you get these little punches. So you've got the acorn and those 2 leaves, and they, I'm sure, are going to punch those images out of that paper. We will have a look. You get some brushed metallic. Now, I've not even opened this. Brushed metallic cardstock. So it's not shiny like foil. It is a brushed effect on it, and you've got gold, and you've got that sort of coppery one there. So I don't know what colours they call those. Always one brass. Bronze, copper and gold they call it. but they're beautiful. Just those 3 metallic shades of this sort of brushed effect. That's really lovely. I do like that. I am missing something from my little collection. Let me just dig about and find those. Here they are. We've got some Acorn Trinkets. They're beautiful. They're really heavy, actually. Got a good weight on them. So little Acorn Trinkets. Those are lovely. Antique copper finish. And then we've got this ribbon, which is basket weave and metallic ribbon combo. So that's rather, oh, I like the basket weave on there. We've got this lovely basket weave ribbon. That's quite a wide ribbon. 1/2 inch, 1.3 centimetres. And then you've got the copper ribbon, which is 1/8 of an inch, or 3.2 millimetres. It's almost, that again is sort of almost a baskety weave, but it's a copper effect. Really quite nice. So those are the ribbons. So that's the whole suite. As I said, it arrived yesterday afternoon. I was very busy doing other things and didn't really get much of a chance to play with it. But we are going to put that right now because it is beautiful. What paper shall we play with? Oh, decisions, decisions. Let's take one of each out and put it in back in the pack, and then we shan't One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. Let's take those out of the way, out of the equation, and we'll have a play with these. Now we are going to need to see if these do match with these punches. I'm sure they're going to. Can't find the little end of my bag. There it is. So 2 lovely leaf shapes and an acorn, and obviously these are going to match the stamps. But let's just see, and we will use these. We'll use these in a project somewhere along the line. Look at that. One little acorn that's just flown off with my fan blowing. Let me find a little tray to put that in. So 1 little acorn. And we get that squeezed in there. One little leaf. Actually, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Just having the shape with that foiling on the back. So 1 little leaf that shape. And then we want 1 little leaf this shape. Let's see if we can. Going to need to get to that one, I think. Now, there's some more leaf shapes on there that you can obviously fussy cut if you want them. Trying to leave a bit of a handle so I've got something to wiggle around. and leaf number 3. Aren't they lovely? So we'll do something with those in a minute. So what paper? I think I'm going to cut a 9.5 centimetre strip, which nearly straightens that up. And then I'm going to swing it round and we'll make this 13.9. And then I'm going to cut a 3.5 centimetre, I think, strip from there. And I think we'll turn that over just like that. How good does that look? Right, okay, let's take a bit of early espresso card by the look of that. And we'll make ourselves a 14.4 by 10. Morning Glenda, morning Molly. So this paper won out the day, the Gilded Autumn last minute rush. Look at that. You really don't need to do very much else to that, do you? That is just beautiful. Those papers are just lovely. But we will do something else with it. I'm just saying that we wouldn't need to if we didn't want to. And then I think we'll take... Now then, do we want to go with a very vanilla card base? Or do we want to go with the Cajun Craze one? Decisions. Are we going to go Cajun Craze? Or are we going to take it back? They give it a very different feel, don't they? Let me move this paper out of the way because that sort of is almost shouting. So yeah, they give it a very different feel. That's if it was on a very vanilla. And this is if it was on Cajun Craze. I think I'm going to go very vanilla. I think I'm going to bring it down that step. So let me score this at 10.5. I'll make, this is the thick, very vanilla card. I'm going to make 2 card bases while I'm here. We might well come back and need the other one in a minute. Or we might not, but I'm sure we will come back to it at some stage. I'll tuck it in my back there. So it's ready to go. Just had a bit of a timber moment going on over there. I'm going to stick these papers in place. It just seems sacrilege, doesn't it, to cover that piece up. But then this piece is beautiful too. how lovely is that? And then we need, I think we just need a sentiment panel on there of some sort. What to go for? I grabbed the tasteful labels. So this is a photopolymer set, this one. I think we'll possibly have that Life is Better with You, and I'm going to pick some of this brushed metallic. But the question is, which do we need? That one or that one? I think that one. So let's just cut ourselves a bit of that that's big enough for us to die cut. And then I'm going to grab some very vanilla. And we'll die cut this from a piece of very vanilla. Actually, is a very big bit of very vanilla that we could use for something else. That feels very wasteful. Let me find a smaller piece. There we are, very vanilla, and some of our brushed metallic paper. And our tasteful labels, which are just oh so useful. Isn't that lovely? It's got that stitched effect on it now. And then we have a very vanilla piece like that. And now we need to stamp our greeting on there. Life is better with you. And I think we need to do that in Cajun Craze. Let's get ourselves a block. It's rather a big block, but a test stamp first, as it's the first time we've used this stamp. Life is better with you. What a lovely sentiment. Have that stuck on there. Let's bring in our little leaves and acorns. How cute are they? So sweet. Wondering if we want a little acorn on there. Possibly not. I think I'm going to take some of this copper baskety weave ribbon. Let's make a big bow with that. This feels quite sort of metallic in quality. We've got a very metallic-y feel to it. We'll have a bit of ribbon going on behind there, I think. So let's take some dimensionals and let's take some tape. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a fiddle with this ribbon till we're happy with it, how it's lying. Because that's it with bows and things, you can play with it, manipulate it until you're happy. It is quite twisty. But I think we're going to be able to stick it down in place, bring it under control a little bit. So that bit stuck down there, and as always, what goes on the back of the card is no one will ever be any the wiser about, as we're going to hide that in a minute. It's got a real twist in it here. Like that. And let's bring you over. So you need about 4 hands, don't you, when you're doing these sorts of jobs? There we go. I do believe I've got you. By George, we've got you. Okay, so let's bring some dimensionals in now. And pop some of those on there. And more down here. Take the backs off. That is still very twisty. Control yourself, ribbon. I don't know that I'm happy with that ribbon. I think it doesn't want to be controlled in that manner. I'm going to take that one off. And I think I'm just going to put we'll go with a swoosh of this one instead. Decisions on the hoof. But as I said, what goes on the back of this card stays on the back of this card. No one is any the wiser. Let's give it another little dimensional just here somewhere. And we'll add that on there like that. Give that a tweak. And then we'll stick that. And I think we'll do that with dimensionals. We'll raise that up. So this beautiful paper, you could make, you know, if you do like love it, chop it, you could love it, chop it, this paper, just chop it up into card front sizes and very happily make lots of gorgeous cards, doing nothing much more than adding a sentiment, because it is just stunning. The patterned sides on them and the foiled sides on them, they don't really need very much happening with them at all, because it is just such beautiful paper. Lovely, lovely. So just adding some of that foil, some of those little punched out elements. Gorgeous. We'll find something to do with metallic ribbon. It will not go to waste. So let's have another look at another paper. So we've used that one and we've worked out that you can indeed punch those little pieces from using the punches. They will punch those out of that paper. So what else have we got? We've got this lovely foliage one here. Zigzaggy stripe. See how wonderful do these all look together? I actually quite like that together. So you could do a very similar card to that one with these two. You've got that dog tooth, that would work there as well, wouldn't it? That's the other half of that bit. You've got your pumpkin bits. Again, you could do a very similar card to that with those. This is lovely, isn't it? This sort of... So you've got your paper that's got that foliage on that is coloured, and then you've got the one that is foiled. Just beautiful. I think I'm going to take a bit of this. Let's have a piece that is going to go 5 centimetres wide. And we'll go 14.4 long and trim it if I want to later, but I think that's fine. Just flicking through papers to see. Do love that stripe, but I'm not sure whether it's right for this one or whether it's too much. I think that one might be better. I'm going to cut a piece of this that is 9.5. And 14.4. It's 10 by 14.4. Or it will be in a minute. It's just giving a bit of a border either side. Let's find a piece of rummage. Gather up all my papers that have timbered onto the floor and tuck those out of the way so they don't get damaged. I'm going to wait and see. I might go for a different colour, we'll see. I'm going to grab my watercolour pencils. I might go for a different colour altogether, one that isn't in the papers. I might pick out some old olive. Okay, because obviously we don't have to stick to the colours that are in the papers if we're doing something different. So let's take an old olive pencil. There should be another one somewhere. Let's see if that's a slightly better shade. It might also have garden green one. Early espresso, you might want that. There's some Cajun craze. Somewhere there should be. You have lots of early espresso pencils. Crushed curry, that's what I was looking for. Okay, let's have a look. I think this leaf here, I'm going to come in. This is the old olive. So we've got that beautiful foiled paper, which is gorgeous as it is. But we're going to add some colour to it. Hey Jeanette. I'm going to have a quick slurp of water. It's so warm. Getting a bit headachy. That's not good. Apologies for any silly noises. I filled my water bottle up and put some ice cubes in it so it kept it nice and cool. We really are not built in the UK for heat. And they're talking about it possibly getting up to 37 in inner cities in London today. It's almost like, you know, really unheard of. I know for lots of you that might not seem extreme, but to us it's very extreme. We're happy when it's sitting about 24. That's like height of summer. It's hot. Get your shorts on. Going to add in a bit of crushed curry to these. I've missed one there. And let's add in our old olive. Still has to be one of my favourite colours, old olive. Such a lovely green. Still a go-to. Got this little bit just here poking out. I'm going to take my early espresso. I think I'm going to, these little dots just here, I'm going to add those in early espresso just because that will pick up the early espresso in the paper. I think that's all of those. And then we'll take the garden green. Add some garden green in here. Nice bit of colouring in. Nothing too difficult or technical, it really is just taking my watercolour pencils and colouring in. Oh look, it's funny how you think you've got them all, don't you? Yeah, that's all covered. No, another one I've missed. These would be the perfect sort of sheets of paper to do a one sheet wonder with. And find a template and just cut your papers up and then make them into lots of different styles of cards. Now, that was another old olive one. Back to the garden green. I've seen another old olive one that I've missed now. Dear oh dear. Now I'm going to take my Cajun Craze and just add some in on the bottom of these. Have we got them all covered now? I think so. So that's given that paper a very different life just because it's different colours. Let's come back in and let's cut. That was 5 centimetres, wasn't it? Yeah, let's cut this so it's 5.5. And make that 14.4 as well. Wondering actually whether we should yes, I think so. Now then, are we going to go Old Olive? Are we going to go, or indeed are we going to go both? It's very decadent, isn't it? Let's go both. So here I've got, this is Old Olive, comes from the Ornate Thanks Suite. So there's the Old Olive and the terracotta tile. This is the faux suede early espresso, and that comes from the World of Good suite. So two lovely ribbons there. Let me pop my watercolour pencils back in there, and let's have a little look at building up these layers. So let me score this card base in half. Let me put my poor rejected very vanilla card base back at the back there, so it's ready for another day. I'll score this. And let's start to build up these layers. So I think we're going to go fairly flat with all of them. And we're just having it so we've got a little bit of a tram line each end. If I was being very frugal with my card, I could have just cut 2 strips sort of like that and tucked it underneath. Do love this stripe, but I think it would have been too much for this one. It would have meant that we couldn't completely change the colourway that we have. Now I think, shall we come over a bit? Shall we have it so we've got sort of like one bit coming down there? Yes, I think we will. A bit like that, soft, slightly off centre. Then let's bring in our tape again. I think I'm going to go one at a time. I'm not going to try and be clever and do that both at the same time. I'm going to do one at a time. And then stick that over there and snip that off. We'll come over with our garden green. Oh, don't wiggle, stay still. snip that off. I think we will raise this one up on some dimensionals. I'm really quite enjoying just playing with it, having the papers as our focus. We're bringing in other things obviously as well, but focusing on the papers. I think so often we buy all these pretty papers. They are beautiful, we love them, we stroke them, sniff them, do whatever it is that we do with them, and forget to use them. You can get more. You are allowed to use them. Right, let's come back to our greetings. Let's have a thank you for this one, I think. And let's say, well, was that piece of very vanilla? Was there a little bit left on there? So I think we'll go thank you. We'll go Early Espresso ink. Again, first time out, let's give it a stamp. Where's my mini trimmer gone? It has gone walkabouts. Ah, here it is. I was going to say I saw it earlier. Here it is. Let's cut this off for now. Let's bring it in at an inch, I think. I don't know. Let's see if we can take it down to 3/4. See if we can trim a smidge off that top. Yes, we can. And let's bring in our picker punch, and I think we'll go sort of more flat-ended. Trim just a little bit off of there. Pop that in there. Make sure we're happy that it's lined up. Oh, out you come. We'll take our oobry-doobry. I am going to make up a little sort of fabulous tip that someone's made up some gauges using some window sheets. I will do that the minute I get 5 minutes, whatever that is. And then I think I'm going to take a bit of early espresso. Just rock things on my foot. That's never a good idea. Finding bits of every colour, but early espresso. Let's cut ourselves an inch wide strip of early espresso. Let's come in and do our end, and then let's have a look. Do you know, I wish, you shouldn't wish, should you? I said to my husband yesterday, I just wish I was one of these women that was more organised. Oh, I think I'd dribbled something down my front. I'm always doing that. You know, these women that seem to always be immaculate and well turned out and everywhere's tidy. He went, but then you wouldn't be you. No, I suppose not. This is the woman he's come to know and love. Totally scatty. Right. Let's do that end. I do love this punch. Need to get the other one, because there's another one obviously in the autumn winter catalogue that does sort of banner ends. Same idea. I think I'm going to bring that along to that side, because then I'm going to tie a knot with those other two bits of ribbon. So let's, actually I'm not going to raise it up, I'm going to take some glue dots, I think, and stick it down with glue dots. So we haven't really explored the stamp set very much. That will be for another day. But the focus today was on paper. So I'll put some glue dots on the back of there. I'm going to bring it so it comes across to this edge, and then it quite nicely, actually, very much by pure fluke, reaches that other side. Let's take our two little bits of ribbon that we cut off there and thread those under here. I do love the feel of this faux suede one. It does feel beautiful. You very definitely need feely vision. Let's tweak those round a little bit. I think we'll trim them off a little bit. I also need a new pair of paper snips that are just for ribbon. I've been saying that for a little while. Never quite comes to the top of my list when it comes to putting in an order. There's always other exciting things I want. Right, so let's move some of the gubbins out of the way. Let's just remind you of these papers. They're just stunning. So if you haven't yet got them in your basket, I think you need them. They're just beautiful. Make some lovely autumnal scrapbooks and things if you do scrapbooking. And here's two cards that we've created. So this one was just taking one piece of paper, chopping a strip off, one side, one the other, punching out some of those acorns and leaves with a little set of punches, bit of the ribbon. And then this one that we've cut that strip of paper and we've used our watercolour pencils and we've added some colour to that paper. So 2 cards, 1 pack of paper, beautiful. So good choice, but we will come back and play with the plaids another day because they were obviously also very, very popular. So thank you. It is beautiful paper, Jane, I agree. So thank you for joining me. We'll be back on Monday. And if you are interested, if you are local and you're interested in papers, then I have got some paper shares with all the Christmas and autumn and Halloween papers. I always give options at this time of the year because not everybody, particularly here in the UK, we don't very much do Halloween to the same extent. Some people do, but not everybody does. So you have got options. You've got options to have just the new Christmas papers and not the ones that are returning, to have all of the Christmas papers, to have all the Christmas papers and these autumn ones, which I've included the Gilded Autumn and the plaid as the autumny ones, or you can have the whole lot. You can have all of the Christmas papers, you can have all of these Halloween or these autumny papers, and you can have those beautiful Halloween papers as well. So do check out paper shares, speciality paper shares and ribbon shares. They're all there up on my website, and I will see you all on Monday.